Here we go. There we go. Hello everyone, today I've been making some music with Playgrnd, just basically noodling around and seeing what came out. You can already skip forward to the time marked in the description if you just want to see how that went, and I had a lot of fun doing it. For those of you who've never heard of Push Playgrnd, it is a setup for Ableton Push where you can basically have hundreds, thousands of sounds and instruments, and you just have them at your fingertips. You don't need to go looking for stuff, going into menus, getting lost and so on. And yeah, today was a nice example for me of just getting lost in the process of making music and not spending too much time you know, hunting down sounds or being unhappy with what I had. I worked within the broad but focused constraints of Playgrnd. There's one question that's come up a little bit of late, which is what kind of genre of music can you make with Playgrnd? Short answer is any kind of music, I would say, any kind of genre essentially. And there's of course a nuance to that, because many genres of music we expect to hear certain kinds of sounds, and yeah, if you would say, oh, I want to make something which sounds like classical music, well, that would be hard because there are no sampled string instruments inside it, as of today anyway, or acoustic sounds. It's very much an electronic selection of sounds that you've got. That just doesn't mean, however, that you can't make music which dovetails perfectly with all kinds of genres, because ultimately the notes that we use and the rhythm and all the other elements of music are also what define what it is. Anyway, this is a vast topic, but I just want to say you can make a bunch of different things with Playgrnd, from techno to house and dance music, over to ambient cinematic soundtrack type stuff, and a whole bunch of other things I never expected to hear, frankly, that people inside Playgrnd have been making. Now, this is all very quick. Just want to save some time, and I think it's about time we get to just hearing what I made today. I hope it's fun, and I hope you're having a great day. So here we are with Playgrnd. Just going to see what comes out today. Yeah, we're already on the lead channel. It's quite an interesting sound. A bit dry, perhaps. Maybe I'll just add in a little bit of reverb. Yeah, quite like that. That is just the standard sound of, I mean the default sound, let's say, of pad 1. So I can change the instrument somewhere else. So wavetable sound is quite glassy, quite FM-y. I can make it plucky if I want. Now, it won't be too plucky because I think, yeah, it's going through AFX S1, so there's a bit of reverb already going through it. I like that. I'm just gonna use the magic of time travel, aka capture, and just take that straight away. Perhaps I will just use the start of it. Let's see here. Let's move the loop position over here. I'm gonna need to use Shift just to move in a slightly finer fashion. You can zoom in here, of course. That's a bit of a pro tip, by the way. When you want to zoom in a specific section, if you move the start or end loop points, that'll allow you to zoom in on just that point. So let's play that. Okay, that's cool. Now I can see we've got around about 4 bars. Of course, there's not any particular timing that I'm expecting here. What tempo do we have? Let's just play the metronome and see if by chance. Shorten this. Of course, when I move the start offset, that's going to move that. So I'll just change the loop length there instead. And maybe even move the loop position over here so we get a cleaner start. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could just potentially, I mean, it's a loop length of 4, so it's just to do with how the timing feels, really. I just held that one a bit too long. With a long enough release value, this will just work, I think. Okay, cool. So over on the bass channel, what can we find? Gonna look for different sounds. Not sure what the progression is here. Try this. It's dead simple in the end. Let's try that, see what this sounds like. A bit slow there. Let's just record that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bit late, but it's okay. So I went too long there, but it's going to be fine once I loop it at 4 bars. Let's bring up saturation. I like it. What I could potentially do is move the start offset a little bit later and just see if it... No, it's not going to let it play, unfortunately. And I'll just record it again so we get it nice and nicely timed. Too fast this time, darn it. You know what? It actually works though. I think I have a bit too much velocity range for this bass line, so I'm just going to pull that down. That third note, I don't want it to be too quiet. I think that helps a little bit. So let's just solo this for now. I think it could be nice adding some reverb. I like it. What comes next though? I think, if I don't remember correctly, yes. So this arpeggiated setup I have from something I made recently. I wonder if that could work. That works. Let's just do this. Pull it up. That works, that's cool. 4 bars, that works. And just when that filter opens, I want to send it to a bunch of delay, I think. But that's too much, that's too much. Let's pull that back. And I'm going to put a bit of reverb at the end there as well. If anyone has any idea what kind of genre this is, let me know. I'm not sure yet. Sounds a bit like the rival to some kind of promising new land out in space, perhaps. Or it could just be that the weekend's arriving. Does it want any percussion, this idea though? So here we've got DR1 on the drum rack track. Maybe a snare. Went for it. I think that's not bad. I want even more presence from this bass line, so I like it even though it's so simple. Would obviously maybe be a bit too much. I think what I can also check is the channel EQ. So the channel EQ, I've already brought up the low end a lot. You can see here, which is at the cost of the higher frequencies, I think, in the mix. I can also use AFX1 to see if I can pull out some extra saturation. There we go. Haha. Don't need to go crazy. Do I want more presence from the pads? Maybe some drive there as well? as always, finding the right balance is tricky. What? It's interesting, these stuck pads. I think my push them is behaving. Do I want to? Ooh, that's nice. You have aftertouch in all of the instruments in Playground, and a bit of pitch and filter movement there. I like the sound. Does this have anything to do with this idea though? You know what? I think it does. Let's do this. So our clip is, yeah, it's good length, 4 bars. I like this. Should hear the aftertouch in a moment. Do I want a bit more sharpness out of it though? Bring the filter up perhaps? Some drive? Oh yeah. So I can imagine some singing now, but I'm not going to start singing. But I wonder if this sound here could have a role to play. It needs to be buried in some reverb, I think, though. What is it that is supposed to come next? Is there something that should come next? That's the question. Like, it's not benefiting from having something so dry here, so I will use again some reverb, maybe a shorter one, and maybe a bit more wet mix. Too loud. Again, still too much reverb there, or perhaps just not the right kind. Ah, here we go. So now we're on a delay. I've accidentally instead chosen a delay instead of a reverb, but it works better, I think. I wonder if... No, that's too much. Try this. Let's just choose the part that we want. So loop length of, it doesn't really matter, it can be 2 bars. Moves the loop position over. I think somewhere here it's some good runs. Gonna crop that, and now we're just gonna double it because I have the feeling that'll be useful. A bit more delay. the timing, as nice as it is that it's organic, because I played it myself, I might just quantize it quite brutally. A bit sharper now. It's kind of, I think, supposed to be sounding a bit insistent, this sounds. Now, in the interest of exploring happy accidents, I'm going to remember what this is, what sound I've chosen here. So instrument 1, so that's actually DR1, it's hosted here. So percussive sounds, and sound 24. I just want to see what I get with other sounds, but with the same idea. Now, usually you'd have to go into browse and swap out things, but here we can just use the macros to browse a whole bunch of sounds. So let's just play this back and look for something new. So 124 is where we were. Bass sounds not so useful. Lead sounds. Very busy, but I quite like it. Maybe move it up an octave. Let's try a different sound. That's too Disney. Again, a bit too Disney. Now that would be slightly too much to do that little melody over the top. The question is, have I added something? I mean, is it better now in this 488 position than the 126? So let's listen. Or back over to 126. Now it's 128. Stick with the original, actually. But I'm also going to just take it out for a second to see if I've not added too many things. I could hear somebody rapping over this. Not me. I mean, it's fine. It's nothing super interesting, is it? So let's just keep it in the background. Adds a bit of sort of tension, I guess. I'm gonna mute both DR and VA, so VA for various, and just listen to the rest on its own. I actually like it just like that, to be honest. The other two elements are useful for if I would build a kind of structure for the song, or for this idea rather, because we're working with ideas here, not per se finished songs. but I like it. What we can do is use the mixing view here and just pull things in one by one. So let's see here. It's already nice with that one there. Bring in the samples. Were we using samples? No, we were not. There are no samples. Haha. And the lead. This could be the A part of the song, and then something cool with percussion could drop in. Is that an idea right there? Is that an idea right there? So what I'm going to do is get rid of this one, this clip on drum rack, and turn repeat off. What kind of beat comes after this build up? So let's unsolo it. Don't need to mute it either. I think it should be a nasty, nasty kick. Use a tom here, perhaps as a new bass element, perhaps. Let's see. Not quite there yet. Can use the individual sends on DR1. So this cuts out and then we hear some percussion. So I pitch them at the same level. Just checking I've got my tuning right. Go. Let's do that again. Might quantize it a little bit. A bit too much though. I'll do that. Quantize, let's set it to less. You know what? No quantization, let's be brave. So what we're gonna have, and let's see what this sounds like. So we'll mute this for now and listen to the rest. And then it's going to rise up, and then we've got... Okay, I think it's going to work. It's going to work. So why don't we just commit this. So what I will just do is move this one, essentially duplicate it over there, delete it there. And that means that I can just play it through and then activate it there. Turn the metronome off. So now we're really going to hear what it sounds like when these just essentially stop and we bring in the drum rack. Do I bring in something else at that point? Something else? Ah, we've got that one muted, so I'm not going to bring that in, are we? That can work. Okay, so we'll move that one here. In fact, on the third row, we're going to start with the whole caboodle, but not the drums. Drums on its own, then drums plus the kind of arpeggiated elements. Let's duplicate that one here. What happens next, though? Do we have a bass line that comes in as well? Haha. That's too much. There's too many things going on there, so let's stop the clip there. Is it then the pads? Could be. Could be. Let's try. So duplicate this here, this here, and this here. And then what happens? I think the pad, in a way, is the kind of call to action of this idea. So I think perhaps it should not be in here, and instead we should have the lead element there. Let's see what this sounds like quickly. That's how it starts, and we move to drums on its own. Bring in the arpeggiated element. Yeah, maybe it's the other way around. We start with the lead and then move on to arpeggio. That might be it. So we'll move this one there, delete that one there. Because this is a nice thing together on its own, very... I wonder what the drum rack sounds like if we pull the global filter back on the drum rack itself. Because the drum rack itself has got a filter, but every single pad within it also has filters, so we'll just take the global one for now. Has a potential, but what's coming next? Are we moving here back just into the rest without percussion? Does it go like this? And the arpeggio builds up and so on, and then we move back into this? The thing is, I want some percussion, and I want the bass line back, but the tom on the DR1 is kind of messing with the bass line, I think. So what happens if I duplicate that, select that clip, and we just play it, and I'm just going to remove all of the toms there. Now I wish I hadn't deleted my snares from earlier. They might be useful here. Let's see. It's still kind of boring though. We face an impasse, creative impasse. At this stage, I think realizing something, that it would be nice to build an intro as well as, build the B section of what comes after the A section, so to speak. So I think I'll just move everything down, so to speak. And it's a bit clunky because Push offers limited options for doing this, but what I can do is assume that this is the last element of the song, or more or less the last one. So I'm just going to duplicate these all over here. And then I'm going to remove these from there and just move these all down. So this is all going to come down, and delete these. And, I might even just actually keep moving all of these things down like so. Now I do want to have one part where I only have the lead playing. What do I want to start with though is the pads. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe it could be cool to, let's see here. So that's a kind of B section there. And here's our intro. And what we could do is just stop everything for now. Could move the bass line there. Could move the lead line there. I'm not using this one for now, but I'll just move it for the sake of keeping things neat and tidy. And pad, I suppose, continues all the way through. So that would mean deleting bass, lead, and these. Let's see what this sounds like. So then bass line. And then all these elements, including the bass line, ideally. That builds up then with arpeggio and goes to here. And then, this is it. So I'm going to color this clip differently because it's a wee bit different from those. It doesn't have the tom anymore, but I want it to happen later. So this one is actually going to be here. This one's going to be there. This one's going to be there. Let's make sure these are all right. Okay. Okay, so far so good. And we'll move this here. And is there anything else? Does the bass line come in here? No, because it's going to clash with DR1. Let's move this here. No, the pad is going to be the final, the kind of culmination of the whole thing. So am I going to use this one is the question. No, because the rhythm of it seems to not play nicely with the percussion, so. Next. Arpeggio will come up. So you know what we could do is just move all this stuff here as our outro. And then at the end, we're just going to have some element, maybe the pad at the end. This might be our song. This might be our song. Let's see. Bassline comes in. All the other elements come in. We're building up, and then kind of our B section. As long as we want. I really like it. I think using the filter there will be useful just to pare back the percussion. Give the other thing space, and maybe I'll open the global filter on the drums here. wonder if I need it. Does it just go from this, whoops, to that? Part of me is asking if I don't need some more percussion in here. So let's select that clip. Triplets seem to work quite nicely. So we are at this stage, yeah, so just a little kind of fill just as it reaches the end. Let's just record this. Hear that in context. Now this kick is just not needed here, this percussive element. So we're going to go out peacefully, basically. Okay, so work still to do is to drop the filter here. So make sure I've got that clip selected, come over to the global control. Now the way push works is that it will always want to default back to the position you moved it physically. So that means I don't want to have to record it in again for these, but I probably end up doing so, but let's see. So that means if I can just pull it right down at the start of this clip, it should be all right. So we're getting to around about 800 hertz. So here in this one, I'm going to try and start also around about 800 hertz. Okay, so let's see if this is working. Cool, the filter is at its physically moved position, so on that clip I don't need to do anything. It drops and then it builds up. Okay, and then this is our outro. I think this is quite nice, and I'm going to commit it to arrangement view. Now what we can do to do that is just hold down Shift and record, little known shortcut on push where we can actually record into arrangement view. There are some limitations of what you can do in that setup because push was not really designed to access arrangement view, but we can do it. So I'm going to just stop everything. So Shift and stop clip. And let's just go for this and see if we can do it in a oneer. So I'm gonna hold down Shift and record. Wait, we can just launch this one already and then Shift and record, and it'll be immediately playing once we start our arrangement. So Shift and record, let's do this. I do really like these pads. Let's go for it. Next up. B section coming up. Or should we go, let's go around one more time. Perhaps on lead or something I can pull up a filter or do something. Here we go. There we go. And I'm going to bring in the lead again. Filters dropped. A bit too extreme there, maybe. But it's okay. Can always fix it. Ah yeah, so the drive is still up here. Here we go. Let's go for it. Just lean into this. Let's come over to pads. And let's stop it there. Not bad. The tweaking I was doing in the middle did create some problems, but I could just do another run through to fix that, or add some other things that could be nice. And that's the cool thing, you just keep on adding run-throughs as we go. If we look over in Ableton Live, we can see it's all been recording in here. So we've got our arrangement. So I'm just going to stop this. And let's just play through. So let's activate this. And let's go. Of course, I could add automation there too, but let's just let this run through. That bass is chunky. B section coming up. Given a bit more of a clue that B section's coming up, but yeah, I can do that again. Yeah, too sudden, of course. Still love this percussion though, if I say so myself. Our outro. Again, it needed a wee bit of a clue that it was coming. Ah, these pads. The final version, it could be nice if they would just pitch drop beer as well. Cool, yeah, nice. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with what I've got here. I now have an arrangement which I can, explore and tinker with if I wish, and all created in, I would say, a relatively short amount of time. Which is, I mean, I don't want to go into sales speak again and again and again, but that's the point of Playground, just making things really quickly, not diving into lots of menus and submenus and looking for sounds and not finding sounds, but instead, in a way, being liberated by the selection and constraints that are present in Playground. So the number of sounds, and it's in the hundreds and thousands in there. It's enough, I would say. and the effects which are there, which all play nicely with each other. So I'll avoid too much sales speak, but this is, I think, not a bad, use case of Playground. Just getting in the zone, staying in the zone, using various techniques that Push does offer to arrange a kind of song, or at least the idea or the structure of one, and having some fun in the meantime. Thanks for joining me, and if you want to find out more, there'll be a link in the description or underneath this video somewhere, and yeah, have a great day.